Hi guys, this week I'm just going to do a video in black and white because I figured why not, and plus it's kind of gloomy outside, so why not feel the mood of the gloom aspect. So this week I'm going to talk more about my book series. I've decided I'm going to talk about a lot of it because it's one of my goals. It's my biggest accomplishment. It's something I'm passionate about. It's my drive to get this whole thing done. I'm going to give a little more of a backstory. I can't really, like I said, say much about Cass's character for those that don't know the depth of who he is. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about how Yuzi is and who Yuzi is as a person. Yuzi is my antagonist and Cass is my protagonist. Yuzi is very complicated. She has been through so much in life, and she really doesn't know where life's going to bring her or what life's going to give her. And when you first get to know her as a character, you really don't know much other than she doesn't seem like she's really that stable emotionally because she's trying to find her own emotions because she's going through so many different things. She's battling her mental illnesses. She's battling a toxic environment. She's battling her, abuse. She's battling her trauma. She's battling, the wars in her head as a teenager. Because when the book starts out, she's 17, or she's 16. She's either 16 or 17. She's 17, sorry. And so she's trying to find her spot in the world. She's trying to find out who is Yuzi? Who, what is she supposed to do? Who is she supposed to be? And the thing of it is before she meets Cass, she goes through so much pain and agony that she doesn't think she's strong. She thinks she's weak because everyone's told her all her life, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not thin enough, you're not this, you're not that, you're not whatever have you. And in her head, she's got that so smashed into her psyche that she feels like it's all true. And it's something that a lot of people go, well, where'd that come from? That comes from within me. People tell me always the good things about myself. And I try to look at the good within me. But it's hard because I'm so used to the negative from other people, but also the negative within myself. And Yuzi has that problem too. She knows that there's good in her, but she also sees a lot of the negative, and she focuses and obsesses over the negative because that's what she's used to. Because she's not used to good things in her life all the time. She's used to getting hurt. She's used to people hurting her in some way or using her in some way. And in her mind, she doesn't think it's going to get good. Because every time something good happens in her life, something bad comes along with it, and she doesn't understand it. And in her mind, she feels like she's a burden. She's a waste of space. She's, the problem. She's not good enough. And so for her, she struggles with understanding why things happen. And in her mind, it's like, why do all these bad things keep happening to her? Why does she keep getting hurt? Why does she keep going through all this pain? All she wants is acceptance. All she wants is love. But for some reason, whenever love comes along, she gets hurt in the process. And she doesn't understand that. Because she gives everybody her all, and she does what she can, and she does what she understands to be what she can do to the best of her ability. But it still backfires on her, and she doesn't understand that. That's something personally I struggle with to this day. I've struggled with that since I was a kid. I've struggled with understanding what's it mean to be good enough, what's it mean to be loved, what's it mean to be wanted, what's it mean for someone to actually really want you fully and not want to run away or not have them run away from you because you're simply afraid of that feeling because it's so wish-washy because of what you've gone through. The other things is that Yuzi is struggling with her body image. That's something I struggle with myself, personally. I have had self-hatred towards my body since I was a kid because I've always been made fun of for being small. I've always been small. And unfortunately, that has weighed a toll on me. And a lot of people would say, oh, well, you're small. You shouldn't have to worry about being judged. The thing is, people judge you no matter what you look like. You could be the thinnest person alive. You could be the thickest person alive. You could be the most ripped up person alive, like, jacked up, bodied up. You could be the most built up person, but people are going to find out flaws in you or point out something wrong with you because simply they feel like they can. And everybody wants to point out something wrong in someone because everybody has an insecurity of some kind. So a lot of Yuzi's insecurities, a lot of her issues lie deep within myself. And the thing of it is that I'm working on those insecurities. Yuzi works on her insecurities, but they're still there because it's a lot of work to deal with something, especially when you have something built into you. And the hard part for her is when something good happens in her life, she wonders how long it's going to last. She wonders how long is this, pleasurable experience going to be? How long is this painful experience going to be? She doesn't know. She always wonders why, how come, when, what's the reason? Sorry, I'm yawning. But the thing of it is that's something I deal with on a daily. I ask myself, am I going to be good enough? Am I good enough? What's wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? And people would say, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with you. The thing of it is that everybody struggles within themselves to deal with something wrong within themselves, because that's just what we do as humans. We find flaws within ourselves more so than anyone else. We judge ourselves more than other people do because it's just what we do as humans. And so a lot of the things that Yuzi talks about are things I struggle with. Maybe not identically, but very similarly. Some things are identical, yes. The different body image issues, the different issues of our self-love, our appearances. Yuzi struggles with, her long, thick hair being annoying, and it causes her sensory issues. I struggle with body hair as a sensory issue. She struggles with body hair as an issue for her sensory issues. I struggle with wanting to eat 90% of the time because I fear that I'm going to become ugly. Because I was told as a kid I ate like a bird or I didn't eat enough. And sometimes people tell me I ate too much if I ate a good amount of food. And Yuzi struggles with the same issues. And people would say, oh, well, I'm skinny. I should have nothing to worry about. The thing of it is I get sick sometimes when I eat because I get scared of being judged. I want to eat, but my brain is programmed not to eat sometimes because I get so scared people are going to judge me. I'm so scared of people criticizing me, ridiculing me because I'm hungry. I've been working on it for years. I don't talk about it a lot because it's something that's very painful and very personal to me. And the thing of it is that whether you're thin, thick, big, small, tall, short, people are going to judge you. And that's what Yuzi deals with on a daily. She's always having somebody point out something wrong with her. And even if nobody does, she points it wrong in herself. She points out every flaw within who she is. Because we're always going to judge ourselves more than other people do. And when she meets Cass, she doesn't understand how someone could not judge her. Cass takes her for who she is. He doesn't judge anything about her. He sits there and he talks to her like a person. He sits there and he listens to her. And he tells her, you're beautiful. And to her, she doesn't understand how he could say that when everyone else has always judged her. People have told her before she's beautiful or she's pretty, but she doesn't believe them. The reason she doesn't, it's her own self-image issues. She struggles within herself to find out, really, is she good enough? Is she pretty enough? Is she beautiful enough? And it's a war in her own head, just like it's a war in my head to accept the fact that I'm good enough. I struggle with that myself. A lot of times I don't talk about what I'm feeling with people because I sometimes don't want to bother people or feel like I'm a burden to people. And sometimes I keep it all bottled in because I feel like there's no point in talking about it. And it's not that I'm embarrassed to talk about it, it's just I get scared to bother people with my problems because I know that people have had it worse than I've had. But that's not to downplay my problems. We all go through struggles. We all go through problems in life. We all face triumphs. We all have challenges we face every single day. But the best thing we can do is help each other. Sometimes it's painful to wake up in the morning and want to do something because I'm so depressed sometimes. Or sometimes I'm happy. Sometimes I'm asked my emotions. Sometimes I'm asked what I feel. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm feeling. And when someone tells you, oh, you're happy all the time, or you should smile more, it's like, why? Do you ever think about what they're going through? Do you ever think that maybe they're dying on the inside? Maybe they're miserable on the inside. They just don't want to vocalize it because they don't know how. Or they're scared to talk about it because they're afraid if they open up, they're going to have everybody run away from them. Life is challenging. And in my book series, Yuzi just sometimes doesn't want to get up in the morning. And when she meets Cass, her whole world changes. Cass doesn't become her everything, but he becomes that board, that soundboard she desperately wants. And the thing of it is that Cass listens to her. Cass is there. And that's what she loves about him. Even though he might not understand everything she's talking about because he's a guy and she's a girl, and that's not making a, ignorant comment, that's just saying like how we handle different situations, how guys handle a situation versus how girls do. And what I'm saying is the way, one guy might handle a situation versus how a girl might handle a situation is totally different. So it's kind of challenging when you're faced with different situations in life where you don't know really which way to turn, you don't know how to handle the circumstances, because you're struggling within yourself to find those missing puzzle pieces, to find those desires, to find those wants, to know that you're good enough, to know that you're pretty enough, to know that you're amazing, to know that you have talents, to know that you have a purpose in this world. And it's a challenge, because when you have that constant war in your head of, am I going to be good enough? What's wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? I have flaws. I have scars. I have a flat stomach. I have a big stomach. I have stretch marks. I have a unibrow. I have hairy arms. I have hairy legs. I have chemical burns on my legs from hair removal cream. I have, bad teeth. I have, I'm paralyzed. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm nonverbal. I can't drive. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can do this. I can do this. There's always going to be something that somebody can do that you might not be able to do. For example, I've had people tell me that normally they don't like to read books. But then when I talk about my book series, they immediately want to get their hand on it. And that makes me feel good knowing that someone that normally doesn't want to read or doesn't like books immediately wants to read my writing. It makes me feel good. Or they tell me, I hate books. But then when they read my writing, they go, oh my God, I'd love to read this book. It makes me feel good about myself, that I know that I've inflicted something good into somebody. I've given somebody something good to look forward to. Just like for me, I'm not really big on anime. I'm going to be blunt and honest about it. I don't see the hype with it. But I don't judge those who enjoy it. I know plenty of people that I'm close with who love watching anime. I've watched anime with friends of mine, and they love it. And I see how it makes them happy. I see how they enjoy it. I see how they get excited over those characters. It's like me. I'm not really a big person who's big into, what's another example? I'm trying to think of another one. Oh, I got one. I'm not big into rap music. Personally, I'm not really big on it. I don't really listen to it that often. I've had a couple rap songs I like, but really it doesn't excite me. But I love that people enjoy it. I love to know that there's people out there who love to listen to it. Just like me. I love screamo. I love heavy metal. I love rock music. But I know there's people out there who don't. And that's okay. But people see how excited I get over it, and they're happy. Because we're all going to be excited about something. Something's always going to make us excited or happy or depressed or sad or whatever. And the thing of it is, we all have different strengths. We all have different weaknesses. Some of us are stronger in other departments than others. It's like the phrase, no two people are alike. We're all different. Every brain is different. And the thing of it is that with my book series, Cass is very, very outgoing, outspoken, and he speaks his mind. Usually speaks her mind, but she's also very shy and very timid and very sheltered and very fragile. And the other thing is, Cass is the moon and Yuzi's the sun in a sense. And so with that being said, what I'm saying is that just because you don't think you're good at something doesn't mean you don't have a talent. You just have to find it. We all have a talent in something. And some of us struggle to find that talent. Some of us are good at drawing. Some of us are good at, counting numbers. Some of us are good at, cooking a recipe. Some of us are good at, baking cookies. Anything. We all have strengths and weaknesses. We all have differences. Does it make it right or wrong? No. Some of us know how to drive a car. Some of us don't. Some of us know, how to do simple math problems, and some of us know how to read a book front to back and memorize it. What I'm saying with this video is that, long story short, that's a lot of what my book series entails. You have two characters who are so polar opposite, but also very similar. You have a guy who is used to being a bachelor, being, the single, lucky guy, can do whatever he wants when he wants, not being tied down, being able to do his own thing and have his own sense of entitlement. Yuzi has the same principle. She has a sense of entitlement, but in her mind, she wants that real, raw connection with someone. She craves what she sees. She desires what she sees, and she wants to have that experience. She wants that, that time of a level of connection with somebody. And that's what I talk about, because before Cass meets Yuzi, he's used to doing his own thing. Yuzi is used to having someone around all the time. Cass is not. Cass does his own thing. He loves to party. He loves to go out and have fun. He loves to do what he wants. Yuzi, on the other hand, is used to having somebody nearby or just being by herself. Cass is extroverted. Yuzi is introverted. But she becomes slowly an ambivert. And it's not that she, doesn't want to join Cass's fun. She wants to understand his forms of fun, just like he wants to understand her ways of doing things. And that's really the best I can say. It all hits personally because I'm between an introvert and an introvert, and an extrovert. I'm an ambivert. And a lot of people would say, oh, you're outgoing. I am. But I'm also very shy and very reserved. It just depends on where I am and who I'm with. And that's what I talk about in this book series, is that you have two characters who are very different from each other. And they mesh well together because they find a middle ground within one another. Things like that. The other thing I want to talk about is that their love. Yuzi loves Cass with every fiber in her being. Cass loves Yuzi with every fiber in his being. But the thing is, they fall in love with each other in different ways. Cass falls in love with Yuzi unexpectedly. He does not want to fall in love with her originally. He doesn't want to fall in love. He doesn't want to feel relationships. He doesn't want connections to people. He just likes to have his fun, do his own thing, have his own form of hookups, and no relationships, no strings attached. Yuzi, on the other hand, is wanting true love. She wants passion. She wants all the things that she sees in books, in movies, in TV shows, and in love songs. She wants that kind of connection with somebody. And unfortunately, when she first meets Cass isn't going to give that to her. He doesn't want that. He wants to just have fun, play around, play the field, do the booty call thing, the hookup culture, all that. But then one day, something magical happens. I won't say what happens. You'll just have to wait and see and read. As for more about the book, Cass has a different way of looking at love versus how Yuzi does. They do want some of the same things, but at the same time, there's certain things Cass wants that Yuzi doesn't want, and vice versa. So, there's that. Without further ado, I'm going to talk a little bit about my t-shirts. I got the one t-shirt edited, so please, well, it's not just t-shirts. I have tank tops, hoodies, long sleeve shirts, and a few other forms of apparel. I can't remember what else I have. But if you want to go down to the comments below, or not the comments, in the description, there is a link to the t-shirts. There's a link to my Instagram now. Leave me questions on the Instagram. I'm going to be posting more pictures on the Instagram. I'm going to be posting the t-shirt link. I'm going to be posting my author page. Please like that. And yeah. But that's all I really have to say for right now. Please order a shirt or one of the pieces of apparel. I much appreciate it. If you cannot order it, please share it. The proceeds go towards my book series. I really want to get book 1 done. Well, at least 10 chapters of book 1 done by at least October. I really want to get that done. I want to get these t-shirts off the ground to help promote it. I want to be able to save up enough money so I can get recording equipment so I can record the audiobooks, because recording equipment is expensive. It's not cheap in any capacity. Because I want to be the one who reads the books. Because I thought originally I was going to hire somebody, but I decided I'm going to do that myself, because I know how Yuzi's emotions are in the book. I know how Cass's emotions are. I know how all the other characters talk. So the reason I want to do that is because I want to make sure people realize I can put the emotions out there. Anyone could read my book, but the thing of it is that I can put a little more emotion in my voice with Cass and Yuzi's dialogue and the other characters because I can relate to the characters. And I'm not saying other people can't, but it's more or less, it's my raw emotions coming out from personal experiences. And I'm hoping that when this book takes off, people can connect with the characters. People already connect with Yuzi. People already connect with Cass. People already connect with other characters. People are already in love with my two characters among the other characters that are in the books. You know? And it makes me feel special. And I love when I hear people say, oh, Cass and Yuzi, relationship goal. That's one thing I'm going to say. Their relationship is a good relationship, but it's not a full healthy one. It's healthy, but it's not healthy at the same time. Because there's a lot of fighting that goes on. There's a lot of conflict that goes on. But overall, their relationship is very beautiful. It doesn't start out beautiful because Yuzi has insecurities. And Cass likes to play and have fun. He doesn't, like I said, like the idea of being held down, tied down, so on and so forth. So when they meet, it's a totally different ballgame for the two of them. Stay tuned. I'm going to be making another video. I don't know what it's going to be about. Please submit your questions. Ask me on Instagram or comment here, and I will make a video if I get enough questions. I really want to start doing Q&As. But with that being said, please check out the t-shirt line, well, the apparel line. Please order something if you can. I'd really appreciate it, and it would really help me out promoting the book, and I know that everybody would rock the apparel. And when you order the apparel, please message me on here if you can, or I will post I'm going to post a link to Instagram. If you get a t-shirt or any of the apparel, message me on here or message me on Instagram. And when the book comes out, there will be a surprise. So yeah, there is that. I hope everybody has a great week. I'm going to be making another video very, very soon. I will talk to you guys eventually. Bye for now.